Mountain God needs no donations, only worship please. Chapter 44. Fan Fiction by Azazyel. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for listening and patreon.com/Azazyel to read all of his stories. Griselda looked surprised, to say the least, about my acceptance, but I just rolled with it as I spoke. You guys already got the True Longinus? I asked, and Griselda's lips thinned into a frown as she shook her head. No, we know who has it and has been abusing its power for terrible deeds, but due to his following having Longinus Dimension Lost, the forces of heaven and the church haven't been able to pin him down long enough for our forces to amass to take him down cleanly. She said, clearly unhappy at that, and I just shrugged as I smiled. Yeah, I made sure Chow didn't get access to the dungeon or the system, if that makes you feel better, I said blandly, and she raised an eyebrow. Oh, so you can choose to block off this gift to people? She asked with an edge to her voice, and I snorted. Yes. It's my gift, so I can give it to whoever I damn well please, and those that irritate me don't get such privileges. I said bluntly, flexing a bit of my power, making her stagger at my reminder for her to remember her place. Well, you should probably get going, I suppose. I imagine hunting down Chow won't be easy, and I have stuff to do anyway. I said, standing up from my throne, with Tenma also standing up from where she was sitting down on the stairs of my raised throne. Wait, that's it? No other demands, or even making a pass at me or my daughter? She asked, sounding honestly confused. Nope, I am not Zeus, and guest rights are king unless you demand me to bring an evil god to life. Or likewise to start some kind of apocalypse, I said bluntly, and then with a snap of my fingers, I teleported both Griselda and Zenobia to the edge of Gensokyo. But as I did so, I decided to mess with them by putting an oversized enchanted super soft dress shirt over their slutty nun outfits with a letter tucked into both of their pockets that read, "Saw your perverted tight nun outfits and decided to give you something more comfortable, yours in friendship, Moria." Even as I was followed by Tenma into the back patio where the Scarlet Devil Mansion girls were hosting a tea party, I was still watching Griselda and Zenobia reacting to their abrupt teleportation as well as reacting to their new clothes. So the pagan god gave us more modest sleepwear because our exorcist outfits offended his senses, with how he could see our nipples through the leather. Zenobia asked her mother figure in confusion as she held on to the shirt with an unwilling expression, while her mother pinched her nose at how the large dress shirt covered her daughter's form in its thick cotton. Apparently so. Perhaps this match with Lady Gabriel won't be so bad if he isn't elect like other gods. But either way, do not refer to him as a pagan god, as his status as the personification of the very earth sun makes him very important, Griselda said, smiling wryly as she shook her head. At least the shirt is comfortable, as he said. She muttered before placing a hand on her daughter's back and giving her a nudge so they could leave. I then unfocused away from the church ladies, and then, after a brief sweep of Gensokyo and meeting another invader I didn't want to bother dealing with in Yasaka's compound, I focused on the girls around me. So has there been any word from Ram, or hell, any word on Raimu? I asked as Sakuya put down her teacup, and at my question, she shook her head. Raimu Hakurii is somewhere in Japan though. I tried to scry for her to help Marissa. Patchouli said softly as she carefully held onto her teacup while she was lounging on a large couch to recover the energy she spent flying up to my cathedral. I just rolled my eyes before shrugging and taking a sip of my divine tea that was made from the tea leaves along with divine fruits and other spices I had growing underground in special caves. Flandra, how are you liking your new body? I asked after we all shared a bit of silence, enjoying our snacks and drinks. At my question, Flandra smiled in excitement as she carefully put down her teacup so her sister wouldn't yell at her for breaking one before she spoke. Oh Moria, I love my new body. Being so tall I can now reach into the back of cupboards to get the snacks that Sakuya used to hide from me, and although I can't fit into all my old favorite hiding spots, I do love how my body feels and the feeling when my boobies bounce when I run down the stairs. A loud facepalm rang out and Flandra's excited smile died off with a nervous giggle, as Remilia eyed her ditzy sister through her hand that was covering her face out of mortification. Hee hee. I forget about not talking about my boobs, big sister. Flandra said carefully, and Remilia's face twitched as she took a deep breath. Yes, my dear little sister, I understand you aren't quite used to them, but you shouldn't talk about such things around men. She instructed, and Flandra tilted her head to the side. So just don't talk about it around Moria because he is special. I mean, other than some humans there are no other men in Gensokyo? Flandra asked, honestly confused, and I snickered as Remilia's face blushed at how her sister made that point, and Sakuya giggled at the sight. Remilia then lightheartedly scolded her sister a bit while we continued eating our snacks and drinking some tea before I frowned as I felt something pushing against the barriers I set up in Old Hell, where all my Oni worshippers were taking care of my dwarves that were growing up well under their tutelage. Ladies, I apologize, but something is happening in old hell that I need to check on. Excuse me, I said, standing up and teleporting without another word as I felt the familiar feeling of a fucking karmic weighted stick beating on my wards that rang at my head like a drum.